Good morning to the world. My name is Dairuka Sutane, and I am probably the biggest whiner in the Paradox YouTube sphere. It's not unheard of to hear me pontificate about things I know absolutely nothing about, with very little reasoning beyond my personal outlook and feelings. As such, I've been very critical of a lot of things, particularly if they affected me in a very negative way. That is why I go out of my way to inform people ahead of time that I am an extremely biased actor. I am not intelligent enough to reason my way through every single minute detail. All I can really do is express my feelings on any given subject, so I apologize if this form of ranting causes you any issues. I'll gleefully offer you one of my tissues. Today's little rant is going to be a little different than the rants that you're probably used to from me. This one is not going to be about Paradox at all, but rather, it's going to be about YouTube as a platform and my decisive lack of understanding in how to navigate it properly like the actual veterans do. Over the past month, I've been chugging along like I always do, pumping out a large quantity of content, usually 3 or 4 videos a week, bare minimum, as well as 1 short a day. I try to keep the content varied enough to prevent my viewers from getting bored, but I've noticed an unfortunate shift in the views. Naturally, I, like most other people, just assumed that it was a skill issue, so I put my nose to the grindstone and I started working harder. I put out 5 videos in a week to make up for the shortfall, and I put extra effort into the editing. I practiced my Victoria 3 skill to no end to become a better overall player at the game, just so I could talk more like an expert with at least some semblance of knowledge of the game. I even listened to my more experienced viewers to truly elevate my skills. I like to think that my work has improved quite drastically as a result. Yet, again, no real benefit. I appear to be stuck in limbo. Instead, the channel even appears to be languishing on the vine. Once more, I assume that this was entirely due to my own fault. I put out too many shorts with poorly thought out strategies, like the Ortajus one, where I talked about conquering pieces of Qing without explaining what you have to do afterwards to truly succeed as Ortajus. Yeah, I made a video afterwards showcasing the actual Ortaju strategy in full, but maybe people are mad at me anyways for half-assing something that should have been whole-assed. If that is the case, I am sorry. I am definitely trying to do better, and I am trying to show my work in every single video, and if I can't show my work due to the limited length of the content, as in with YouTube Shorts, I'll just avoid bringing up the strategy entirely. However, that is an aside. I just wanted to remind you guys that I am putting my best efforts into making the best content I can. I do not want to clickbait you. I don't want people to feel as if my strategies are half-assed without merit. I put a lot of work starting and restarting my games dozens to hundreds of times to prove my theories, stratagems, and outcomes. However, the channel still suffers. I won't lie to you and say that it is not affecting me. Despite the increase in effort, there is no tangible sense of accomplishment to go along with it. Instead, it's a sense of dread and a feeling of chaos. There does not appear to be any rhyme or reason as to which videos do well and which videos do poorly. There are videos where I have put dozens to hundreds of hours of effort into that have barely cracked 3,000 views, while a rant with 20 minutes of work ends up being in the 70,000 range. It makes no sense to me, and it indicates that the amount of work put into a video doesn't even matter. That is when I woke up this morning and I discovered that half of the videos on my channel were missing. I freaked out. Was I banned? Did YouTube finally come for me because of my comments on my streams? Did I swear just a little too much? Is my potty mouth finally coming back to bite me in the arse? I won't lie, I frantically panicked, and I started scouring the internet to look for clues. Someone, somehow, eventually told me that I had restricted mode on, and they even showed me how to turn it off by clicking on the icon in the top right corner of YouTube and finding it in the long list of options that show up afterwards. Suddenly all of my videos appeared again, huzzah! But wait, Why are so many of my videos being restricted? I like to think of myself as very PG, or at the very least, very PG-13 as a content creator. I do swear occasionally, mostly on stream, but I hardly think that it is enough to trip up the AI or the YouTube algorithm in any way. I deliberately stay away from politics, religion, money, relationships, all of that. Those are not my fields of expertise, so I literally have no reason to talk about them anyway. Yet, here I am, staring at my channel screen, comparing the unrestricted and restricted sections. I even took the time to count how many videos got restricted. 22 in total. Of those 22, 18 ended up being failures, and 4 of them were only moderate successes when I assumed they'd be booming successes. Of those failures was the American Flavored Company tier list, which I would have assumed would have been a hit, considering how many people were clamoring for it. What about the ones that weren't restricted? The mass majority of my highly successful videos are found there, with very few outright failures. So how am I supposed to take this information? How am I supposed to use it? In all actuality, what in the bloody hell is going on in YouTube? I am still very much a fresh-faced, brand new YouTuber. I've only been at this for 9 months. I am well aware of the massive, horrible changes that have been made over these many months, but this one came completely out of left field for me, and it appears to have completely destroyed my growth. I am told that the changes were implemented on August 13th, which is precisely when my channel went from 100 new subs a day to maybe 30 or 40, if I work at it. I won't lie, it is painful. It hurts to know that all of the effort and passion that I have thrown into this channel are being restricted for who knows what reason. There is no information. Nobody seems to understand how this new algorithm change works, and I have felt terrible ever since I discovered this aspect. I would have preferred to just go on assuming that this was a skill issue. At least I can do nothing but blame myself and keep pressing on to improve. But how do I improve on an unknown quantity? How do I fix a problem that I don't actually know exists? There are too many intangibles here, and I feel as if I'm just throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks, because I am completely out of options right now. Don't worry, I'm not giving up. It's not in my nature to give up when the going gets tough. I just wanted to get this off of my chest because it really riled up a lot of anger in me. I want to shout at the screen like a madman. I want to punch my hand right through the monitor. I want to go full caveman, grab a club, and just start wailing away, because that's how much this angers me. Anyhow, I hope you still enjoy playing Victoria 3 and other Paradox games, and I hope you enjoy watching the content that we Paradox YouTubers put out on YouTube for you. I really do appreciate you all, and your continued support keeps me going in spite of the muck and mire. Thanks again for watching, and always remember, Hail Hydra Cat.